welcome to the News at Gen for Monday, October 19th, 2020. It's LGBT Center Awareness Day. In case you are unaware, I am transgender. And it's also New Friends Day, so maybe make a new friend today? Maybe it's me? Maybe what? Maybe if we were friends and you hit the like button and the subscribe button. Just kidding. Unless... Our top news story today is, of course, the coronavirus. In the United States, we hit 8.1 million cases, which is more than the 9 least populated states combined. Pretty sweet, New Hampshire, you're next. Only about 1.3 million left to go. The number of cases rose 30% in the past 2 weeks. I don't think Trump was wrong about the economy improving, it just happens to be the virus economy. Wisconsin, seen here as if it were the president's vision, is a nationwide hotspot. Now, Wisconsin is mere miles to the north of the News at Gen headquarters, which means two things. We get cheap fireworks, and we still get political ads even though we're in fucking Illinois. And speaking of political ads, the president was in Janesville, Wisconsin on Saturday, a few weeks after a planned rally was canceled because he came down with the coronavirus. How and when the president got the virus remains unclear. Also unclear are Mr. Trump's ramblings in front of crowds, which we'll probably all tune in for on Thursday when a presidential I don't know if it's a debate. It's a presidential, what he calls a debate. More of a yelling session. But the president hung out for an hour in a private hangar in Janesville Airport for ABC Supply Company. We're not very original around here. While he may no longer be infectious, Janesville is still full of people, which is unfortunate because I've been to Janesville. Rock County, which contains Janesville, had 1,000 new cases on Thursday, which was little less than a third of all the new cases in Wisconsin. The problem is that in Wisconsin, the Republican-led state legislature has sued and won the ability to manage the coronavirus. Except they're not. The president was introduced by Senator Ron Johnson of Wisconsin, seen here trying to use the force. During his time on the stump, Mr. Johnson said that there was no shortage of beds in hospitals. The Department of Health said that 16% of beds were available, which is not a lot. So few beds were there, in fact, that a field hospital opened outside Milwaukee. Well, what do we expect, though, from a Senator Johnson who's been seen parroting QAnon ideas without evidence? Now, I like Milwaukee, but a field hospital as winter approaches does not sound ideal. Anyway, so let's move on from senators and presidents to representatives. As I suggested on Friday, we're going to go over some key races in the House of Representatives. So let's get this done. Texas 21st District, the fantastic 21sters. Wendy Davis is probably going to lose to a man named Chip Roy because this is, after all, Texas. It's TJ Cox versus David G. Vallejo in California's 21st District. It's a rematch of the highly contested 2018 campaign. Voters will have to choose between whose life is ultimately meaningless and avoid the void of anything, and who goes back to work in tech. In the New York 14th, which is 2/3 of the 21st districts, there's a four-way race between Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, John Cummings, Michelle Caruso-Cabrera, and Antony Tucker. I think that's Antony. I am sorry if it's not. But not really sorry, because you're not going to hear this or see this, probably. The big question of the night is who's going to win this tight race between the three candidates to be the first loser against AOC. In Iowa, which has the potential to become a Democratic pickup for this year at the presidential and the Senate level, their 4th district is up for grabs. J.D. Scholten and Randy Fenstra will battle it out, but no matter what, voters will win, knowing that they are no longer represented by racist vomit goblin Steve King. And finally, we got another big name running for her seat in California, in the 12th District. The Cali Dozens. It's Nancy Pelosi versus some other guy, where the race is pretty much guaranteed to be a landslide. Next, we'll move on to some news from Apple from last week. I'm a little behind the times, but I'm not really much of an Apple person. I do have an iPad, but that's about it. Apple last week said that the new generation of iPhones will no longer include a power adapter. Apple, once a company powered by ideas and innovation, has called the move a metaphoric one, pointing out to their losses of power and ideas. And finally, we'll head down south of the border. No, further. Well, south of the equator. Thank you. Bolivia had an election a few days ago. The Socialist Party, headed by Luis Arce, seems to have gone ahead. Last year, the Socialist Party was ousted by a U.S.-supported coup. A coup brought much joy to Elon Musk, who had interests in the lithium resources in the country. In maybe related news, Tesla stock lost value today during a NASDAQ trading. We spent a little time talking about Milwaukee. I love performing stand-up there, and one of my favorite shows to do is the Laughing Liberally show. But because of the pandemic, we've not been able to do that, so thanks, Corona. So instead, I'll be appearing on the Laughing Liberally Milwaukee podcast tonight. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast app of your choice for a 10-minute discussion with some of the best local comics and me. Thank you for your support, especially my dear patrons who are scrolling by right now. Your support makes this channel possible, so thank you very much. So until next time, please remember to like, subscribe. I love you.